This one is one of the oldest poems I have. It's called Advice from Peach Blossoms. Some of the things that it describes is no longer current, just so you know. I saw a branch of peach blossoms leaning against a rubbish bin. It talked to me about springtimes of long, long ago, years of climbing trees and fighting boys, with innocence of the past, when peach trees lined schoolyards with blossoms profuse, and teachers spoke of 1, 2, 3s in a language I've since disused. And of that land, an ocean away, my beautiful birthplace, where a grandmother now lay dying and blinded by age, pining for reunion with daughter and granddaughter alike, while yearning in agony for death to take her away. I'll return to that faraway land where memory come alive of grandmother's soothing voice and remembrance of friends hold sway. So now to something newer. Thank you. I realized when I read this poem some time ago with someone that I don't really have a poem that's strictly about my grandmother, who was very much responsible for raising me during the early part of my life. So I decided to write something for her. To the she I don't fully know, I'm trying to reconstitute your scent, but only clips of your habits come to mind. Scenes that may cause recoil on first retelling, that were so familiar they become essential, accompanied by operatic voices whose words were more meaningful when little understood. I miss you. The unconditional love that contrasted with requirements too steep to be met by a wee babe handled like a rag doll in another's hands who still thought she was playing house. Even as her brutish bullying achieved its intended effects, forcing you to leave the comfort of a warm room to console, you maintained your even keel. I wish you were still here to see me stout, to answer my barrage of questions. So many whys now meet with silent ends. I know yours was mostly a rough road, though you hung on as long as you were able. You were my bedrock, a foundation I didn't realize was such a refuge. Our relationship was simple and pure, and I was privileged to know the best version of you, an alchemist who transfigured pain into love. Now the poem that was inspired by a series of documentaries on the indigenous peoples of the Americas. This is called Lineage. We make our pilgrimage from the 6 directions to conference for the feast, guided by celestial lights that mark our toiling, now yielding another year's harvest. The maize welcomes with its colorful toothy grin, blushing the shy tomatoes. The squashes hide in embarrassment, way down the earth, and beans curl their ends in ripe laughter. For all the mirth, thanks are given in the form of observation and care, according to mother's decree, gathered through the years, from the syllables flocks spell out with the beating wings, to water that gives life on droplets string into wavy bands with whose azure and white foams nimble nymphs weave patterns in schools, mobilizing up and down the streams. She pointed to the herds calling out the knowledge in rhythmic sounds, counted by their stumping feet. And we listened and watched day and night that formed tales recounted by crackling fires to inspire our own steps dancing to accompany the celebration of annual feast. The printing macaw contributes its bright plumage to warm our eyes as chocolate is imbibed with gifts brought from near and afar. We imitate, pay tribute to those sacrificed for our continuance, knowing that this home with careful tending will maintain lives thriving as we lean from ancient pasts, that a tilted scale will upset the balance, forcing journeys stretching thin, ties to common origins. And the last poem, which is very short, is Eve's reading actually reminded me of it. So thank you. It's called Determined. I come from a stock of stubborn women, those who will forego comfort for their ideals, those who keep eyes on goals and cannot be distracted by interference. My matrilineage courses through our clashes, a multi-generational pursuit of unwavering targets. Our double X's an impenetrable defense against naysayers seeking to persuade a deviation from that set path we chose, determined to be recognized for our worth, demanding high standards, knowing they are warranted, though they may pave solitary roads between kindreds. We know the right ones will find us. Thank you.